So I want to do this live with the single purpose of telling people that are you sure that you want to have fake dopamine at this point? Because there is really many things that make you feel good or bad. Because to be fair, I had PTSD, that is called post-traumatic stress, which is great, but like we feel things deeply. Like it's not good, to be fair. We feel at a peak moment, like extreme level, if I'm not going to say, many feelings. Like people are normal, the how you say it, that are normal, doesn't feel the things that we feel. Uh, like people like I am, I'm grateful that I don't have addictions because it's hard for me to understand even though, but like you had a time where you feel like low, but like you at the same time feel love intensely, or like you feel happiness intensely, or you feel whatever intensely, and instead of like, fighting against to it, the best advice that before I leave, because I eat my breakfast, I'm going to walk after this. I have a nightmare even though, but like you don't need to feel what we feel, honestly, because to somebody that passed with PTSD, that's post-traumatic stress disorder, it's a lot to say. It's a lot. I've been seeing yesterday late at night statistics because when I have insomnia sometimes because I'm kind of stressed out, kind of happens sometimes, but like instead of like scrolling, I was just going to kind of study a little bit. I've been having free time. I didn't talk with no one since like 1 day or like 2 days, but like it's fine. They don't feel the same emotions that I feel, so it's fine. And I saw statistics and like European places like Europe are the places that have more PTSD than others. Like that is a principle, and I'm not kidding. Like many places that I've been seeing that had economy getting up is because also they are more likely to have PTSD. And it's not to blame the government, it's not to blame the whatever, is to blame people that still romanticize that in those times and doesn't want to, live the life that we are supposed to live at the right time. Because here, Latin people, like, I feel like we don't are less likely or less likely to be diagnosed with them, just simply because it's not also because healthcare is kind of, juggling, but like we as a human being and as a Latin community feel those emotions that don't foment, to feel bad, like especially avoidance. We don't foment that. We foment um, feeling. We foment talking about it. We say what is going on. Buenas tardes. Entonces, like, and this is something interesting, but most of the economy in US is about P content. So fighting against that is like fighting with like I don't know, but like it's a thing. Matter of fact, more even though there are more pages that foment that, not just OF pages, it's other pages like for what I've been seeing is like 7 pages that are kind of had the same uh name of like that, but like is more subtle. So like some girl will tell you to go to the link and then another link and they will link you to another link and then you can have that. So the deal with this is not because it is bad, it is wrong. Like the purpose of that was to have a better platform, was like Patreon, but even though Patreon had this kind of thing, but like the purpose of that, the purpose of both of these platforms that I pay, that's why I also delete my Patreon, because I don't see purpose. Like one time I've been like, I don't see a purpose right now. And so all this time that you might find that, there is gonna be this, is gonna be that, you are perpetuating the fact that that is the economy that they have. So that is the business that is already made and whatever, whatever. The thing is that there are many things that are not only related with that. There are other factors, but like especially from that economy base is what is linked to other things. So the main point with this is not to tell you that it's bad, it's wrong, but like it is going to be wrong because all the way that they do to like feel the way they're supposed to feel is because they always go with like the purpose of controlling the trauma. That's what I've been talking. Gracias. Estoy hablando de no fomentar P content en inglés, así que quédate, no sé, antes de que me vaya, porque acá estoy con unas greñas. Voy a leer algo. Espero terminar mi libro que me está traumando también. No, bromita, bromita. But like, it is what it is, and so there's gonna be a time where all of these peak content creators, and even though with my psychologist, I'm talking about you about this because it happens to me before I even though got into it, like thinking about this, getting deeper in that, whatever. But like, there's gonna be a point where you feel that you don't have control on anything that you pass for, that is your traumas, or you are going to perpetuate new like environments that replicate the trauma that you had. So you will know deeply down that in the present moment that you do that, for example, let's say for people that come for like income financially, such as a model, whatever, but like in anything that will go, especially in your love life, or there's gonna be a time where like was my case, I try to go with men because I simply just want to replicate the fact that I didn't have my dad person, or I didn't have like especially with my last kind of situationship, relationship, call it whatever you want to call it, but like with this girl that was younger than me, I replicate that with my mom. So it was like kind of tricky to search new kind of people that were like similar to the, to the dynamic that I had with my parents, but like with other people, like boys or girls or whatever. Those dynamics you are getting into them to try because you might think that in this time you have the control. So it's tricking you so you will get into that, so you will do that. And that is over compulsion when you have these kind of things. And it happened to me with men. So like a lot of these things that happened to you before and now, it happened to me with men because I like men for a time, and he was nice. He, was he, and like I kind of was doubting, even though myself for a bit, and I didn't get deep down on myself, and I was doing like because I was studying psychology, I was like, maybe this is also related with me and my sexuality because on ovulation only I like this man, let's say, for a time that was a while ago. So um that was getting deep down on myself, and I was like, maybe this is just hormonal factors because I learned trying to see myself with a woman. But like how I see him stable, I was like, maybe it's that. But like your mind, sometimes it could be tricking you until like you will replicate the dynamic and you will know that you can handle now. It is different when it comes from a place from peace. It's hard to explain, but like you feel peace and you feel safe in a sense of like don't look enough for something safe because you miss it, but like because you already feel it and you had, you can perpetuate that with somebody that already also had a feeling. So it's kind of different from like the place of feeling avoidance and like, no, I can do this, I can whatever, into like don't feeling like that. Because it is different even though when you have like sexual intimacy with somebody and feel like it's not quite talk about it, um you can reach the peak because you feel friction, and that is matter of fact also with all kind of relationships, all kind of things. And toxic relationships have the best sexual chemistry because they have adrenaline. They put you in a peak of dopamine and then they reach you to don't feeling nothing. So that is what is more addictive than anything. Toxic relationships, sometimes they give you more, they give you less, is the kind of peak that they feel, and it's not good. Even though it's kind of crazy to think about it because in PTSD, we have like a graphic that is called the recovery graphic that is not is not reaching up and down, like reaching your point, reaching your point. It's straight up. It's not going to have low points. It's not. And by me, what I mean by low points, that you see me now, like my pajamas. Physically, it's low point, but emotionally, the low point it's how I feel because I could already be down not talking, not telling other people, whatever, not doing my things, but like emotionally, I need to handle this. Like, I need to get through it, and instead of like being, it's gonna be because I have a nightmare, and this nightmare is dumb, but it's kind of like it was the time that I need to change, but like seeing in a visual way. And the nightmare that I had was with a car that I was taking off all the painting that I did to this car, and then I need to come back to take it off and paint, and then I need to take it off and paint again the car. And I feel scared, and even though I was praying, but like there is gonna be something that was about to harm me on my door of my house, and I was scared of that. Saludos, yeah. So basically, your mind will trick you. Like, sometimes I dream of with being not in this life again, or like somebody chasing me in a rough way. Those kind of things could affect you, but like at the end of the day, it's just you and your mind. Estamos hablando de estrés postraumático, cómo se cuáles son las consecuencias. And there is matter of fact to kind of pick points, and this is that the one is like the mirror side of yourself, and another is that over sexualization of yourself, because you have those areas in your life that you need to learn how to balance. Even though my psychologist was warning me, I was a teenager, I was freshly out of this thing, or I was freshly getting into therapy, and he warned me about this. People that pass for this not always gonna be the same, of course, but like people that pass for these things either are against to do it or overdo that. So you need to be and find the perfect balance. That's why I keep my face like this, because PTSD, want it or not, makes you age. Doesn't matter how many creams that you have, doesn't matter how many, it makes you more likely to have disease. No matter how good was my skincare, no matter what I put on my face, no matter what, they tell you that. Creams companies tell you, oh my gosh, you put it, but like, to be fair and honest, you need also to take care of here to be fine here. That's why I have this face, because I've been putting effort into healing that. There is no Botox, there is no injections, there is no person that's going to make you look like this if you don't do what you need to do. And it's hard to say, even though for some people that I've been like telling, well, like I've been telling facts about women, I've been telling facts about men, that men give a lot of money sometimes in the place of missing because they think they're gonna leave, and like women that give a lot, is because they think they're ugly. So that's why they do that. So I buy for all places. Come on, like I need to say it. Mm. No, simplemente estaba diciendo esto en inglés porque las estadísticas de PTSD comparadas en otros países que no son de Latinoamérica es porque la mayoría perpetúan el P contenido. Entonces, en Latinoamérica no es tanto porque acá nos promueven el sentir los sentimientos, o sea, el expresar los sentimientos, pero en países extranjeros está muy normalizado el hecho de que pues no se sienta lo que se debe sentir al momento. Lo que se pospone para el mañana no se hace hoy. Hay un dicho que dice, hay más paz a largo plazo si no siento lo que hoy siento, pero la carga de hoy será del mañana. Y va a haber un punto en que va a ser muy grande esa carga y pues ahí va. But like, think about it. And no sé ni siquiera qué es un opal. Creo que es un cactus. Dejen que recuerde. Sí, es un cactus. Pero bueno, hasta por último me quedé ayer viendo estadística. Está bonita la estadística, en serio. Hay como 8 gráficos, son 8 párrafos y me acabé 5 capítulos. Ahora faltan 2 y ya lo acabo y ya ahora sí puedo estar tranquila. No bien terminé 4 cursos, 2 libros más y ahora sí estoy tranquila. Tengo hasta marzo para terminar eso y luego me voy a ver. ¿Qué les parece? Hoy día, por cierto, se estrena el álbum. Ya sale hoy. Hoy es el álbum. Uh, uh. Este gato sin ayuda. Well, anyways, I go to walk. Chaito, bye. Se me cuidan. Chao.